Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and this is another picture show. This one from Christmas time back in 2009. Now here's me and my mom on our golf cart, are at Fort Wilderness. Yeah, again, Fort Wilderness is one of our favorite places. Here's me and my sister at Epcot in front of the Goofy Topiary. And as you can see, we wore jackets because it was one of the colder days we were there. And here we are getting ready to ride the original Soarin'. I like the original Soarin'. I think almost as much as better than the current version. And here is, I think, overlooking the it's either France or the International Gateway. It's hard to tell. All right, now here we are in the France Pavilion. This has been hustling and bustling even before the construction of Ratatouille 11 years later. And here we are entering the Japan Pavilion for dinner at Teppanito. I don't have any pictures of that from here, but in future videos there will be some, I think. And here is the Japanese thing right on the World Showcase Lagoon. All right, now here is a nighttime look at the Epcot Christmas tree. I know it doesn't look dark, but it is beautiful. Now here we are on Christmas Eve as we just entered the Magic Kingdom. The Move It, Shake It, Celebrate Street Party was winding its way down Main Street. I believe that this is sort of a way to get people pumping before the parade. We're going to have a whole lot of pictures of that coming up in a couple minutes. Now here is a beautiful look of Cinderella's castle. You're going to see some pictures in a few minutes of the castle at night. And it is very breathtaking with the lights. Now here is Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen greeting a guest. Now this is back when Princess and the Frog came out. And it was very booming back then. Now here's me on the teacups. Just being cool. Now here's me and my sister waiting in line to get on Dumbo. Now this was back when Dumbo was right in the middle of Fantasyland. This was like a year or two before they started the expansion. Now here is a good back view of the castle from Dumbo, I think. Now here's my sister spinning us around on the teacups. As I've said before, she was a crazy girl back then. And now she's a doctor. Alright, now here we are overlooking the Tomorrowland Speedway. I think this is from the People Mover. And here's me on the People Mover, taking a good look at the sights and sounds of Tomorrowland. And here's a view of the castle from the People Mover. Probably one of the best places to look at the castle. Now here is the jazz band that was about to come on board the Liberty Bell for Tiana's Steamboat Jubilee. It was a Princess and the Frog show that was on the Liberty Bell. It was for the release of Princess and the Frog. And now here is a whole chunk of pictures from Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time parade. Here we see Pluto, Peter Pan, Wendy, Mary Poppins, Bert, and Pinocchio saying hello to guests as they dance their way down Main Street. And here we have Mickey and Minnie on their air float greeting guests and dancing. Now here is Tigger, part of the Winnie the Pooh section. Yes, the parade used to have a Winnie the Pooh section. I'm surprised they don't have it anymore. And here is the float for that with Kanga and Roo. I wish they could bring this back. It looks so cute. Now here is Scrooge McDuck in front of his chalet. Now this float is now where Olaf stands. And here we have Donald and Daisy being pushed on a horse wagon. Now this is now Anna and Elsa now, because Donald and Daisy are now one of the characters that right in front of Mickey and Minnie. Now I can't tell who this is. I'm pretty sure this is probably Giselle from Enchanted or just a dancer. I don't know. Now here are the royal court dancers ushering in the princess and prince float. And here's Aladdin and Jasmine and dancing alongside the other princes and princesses aboard that float. It is the longest float at Walt Disney World. And here's Clarabelle Cow, in the words of Jeff Lang, scrumptious. Shout out to Mouse Steps Weekly, by the way. And here are the candy shop elves. And here's one of them waving. And now here's in the Santa unit. Now this car is actually driven by Vanellope now. It got a complete makeover. And here are some of the toys and elves walking down Main Street. And speaking of toys, you can't have pictures from the Christmas parade without the toy soldiers. You really can't. They are one of the highlights of the parade. Now, I miss this version of the reindeer. I like the reindeer we have now, but this reindeer, these are the reindeer that I grew up in on videos and stuff. And there's the big guy himself, Santa. His float hasn't changed. I mean, why would you want to change it? It's perfect the way it is. Now here we have the mosaic inside Cinderella Castle. It is very beautiful. One of the most beautiful mosaics on property. Now here is the Celebrate the Seasons stage show. This stage show, this was at day, but during the Christmas parties it would run at night. But now that this stage show has been replaced by Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration. I like this version. I've never seen Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, but I might if I ever go back to Christmas again in the future. And here's a good look at the castle before it begins its night transformation. Again, we'll see pictures of that in just a few minutes. And here is, and we were checking in for dinner at Cinderella's royal table, but first we got a picture with Cinderella. I didn't put that in here. But here's Cinderella talking to guests, I think, before she came to talk to us. Now here is me keeping myself distracted while waiting for food. Again, if you have disabilities and you can't wait often, have a distraction with you. And here's me getting my just desserts. Get it? Sweets always calm me down. And here is a beautiful look at the castle at night. We're going to see more of that in just a couple of minutes. And a picturesque look of the Main Street station at night with the Christmas lights. It is so beautiful. And now some look at some of the campground decorations at night at some of the campsites and trailers. We're going to see more of that in the daytime. But in just a second, we're going to go wind back earlier into our trip. Here we are, our first evening in the Magic Kingdom, just dusk. And I miss the garland on Main Street, I really do. And here, our final look at Mickey's Toontown Fair. This was our last look at Toontown before they it took it down for the new expansion. And here's another look at the castle at night. So beautiful, so breathtaking. I missed seeing that online this year. And here's me and my sister in front of the castle. As you can tell, it was sweater weather in the Magic Kingdom. Very rare when that happens. Extremely rare. Now here is the spitting camel in Adventureland. I don't think the camel spits right now because of the virus, but I think hopefully it will again in the future. And now here's my sister walking the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse. And now look at one of the Small World dolls. I wish Small World in Florida had the Christmas overlay like the one in Disneyland does. That would be pretty cool. And now here's one of the campground cat trailer decorations during the day. They go all out. They really do. And now here's the Christmas tree at the Grand Floridian. Very, very beautiful. And here is the gingerbread house. I miss seeing pictures of these online this year. I hope the gingerbread house comes back next year. It is one of the best attractions at the hotels for Christmas time. And here is a baboon on Kilimanjaro Safari, minding his own monkey business. Get it? And here we have, I think, some deer and I don't know, like a giraffe. I don't know. If anyone can identify what these animals are, that would be great. And here's a look at the Tree of Life. Yeah, we didn't have a lot to do at Animal Kingdom. And back at Epcot, here's my sister looking at the park map while waiting in line for Soarin'. The best time to get a picture of her is when she's not looking. And here we are at the Seas with Nemo and Friends. The previous time we saw this, it was the Living Seas. My sister was like, this used to be an aquarium and now it's a ride. That quote will be in my mind forever. And now here we are at Disney's Hollywood Studios on the old streets of America with the Osborne lights. I really miss the Osborne lights, but wait just a second. 3, 2, 1. It's nighttime. The Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights. I really miss this. They had to get rid of these, as well as all streets of America, to make room for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but I really loved the Osborne lights. This was one of the very best Christmas displays in the world. Not just Walt Disney World, but the entire world. And some of these lights were also at Give Kids the World this year for the Night of a Million Lights, because Give Kids the World was not open this year for Christmas guests because of COVID. But I hope you enjoyed this picture show. And make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.